You might think humanity's greatest turning point was the invention of the wheel. Or maybe the internet. Not quite. Let me pull you back 8 million years. No Wi-Fi. No designer clothes. Just a Homo erectus sitting there, chewing on a raw tuber, tough as a truck tire. Picture the scene. Jaws aching. Endless chewing. Meat tasting gamey. Roots hard as wood. Every meal feeling like a full-on facial workout. And then boom! A piece of meat accidentally falls into the fire. No grand invention. No scientific conference. Just a prehistoric kitchen mishap. Yet that moment may have been the biggest plot twist in human history. When the meat was lifted out, it smelled good. It felt tender. Most importantly, it was easier to chew. Our ancestors didn't need chemistry degrees to notice something simple. This food was way less work to eat. And if humans have to choose between hard and easy, you can probably guess which one wins. Let's talk about chewing for a second. Modern gorillas can spend up to 8 or 9 hours a day just eating and grinding through tough plants. 9 hours. Imagine starting at 8 a.m. and still chewing at 5 p.m. No Netflix. No small talk. No cave art creativity. Just chew. 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 Our ancestors weren't so different. Big yaws. Large teeth. Massive chewing muscles like bodybuilders of the face. But when food met fire, something strange happened. Heat softened muscle fibers in meat and broke down cellulose in plants in simple terms. Fire started doing part of the chewing for us. Instead of spending hours crushing raw food, we swallowed faster. We digested faster. And suddenly, free time appeared. You know what's dangerous when an animal suddenly has free time? It starts thinking. Thinking, however, is expensive. The modern human brain makes up only about 2% of body weight, but burns roughly 20% of daily energy. That means 1 out of every 5 spoonfuls of food you eat is basically reserved for the soft, hungry organ inside your skull. Not cheap at all. If we had continued eating raw food, our bodies would need massive digestive systems, large stomachs, long intestines, powerful jaws. But with fire, the digestive system could downsize. Shorter guts, smaller jaws, energy savings, redirected upstairs. Where do we see this? Fossils of Homo erectus show brains noticeably larger than earlier ancestors. Not overnight. Not dramatic, in a single leap, more like compound interest growing over time. Fire didn't just cook meat. It helped fund the brain. Sounds like a genius master plan. Right. The truth might be simpler. We didn't cook to become smarter. We cooked because our jaws were tired. Fast forward a little. With more time available, our ancestors didn't have to wander all day chewing and digesting. They could sit together around a fire. Night was no longer as terrifying. Flames pushed predators away, and in that flickering light, something new began to emerge. Sounds, gestures, stories. Notice something: fire didn't just cook food. It created humanity's first living room, a gathering space, a place to communicate. And communication is fertile ground for language to grow. Once language exists, hunting lessons can be shared. Mistakes can be retold. Tricks and strategies can spread. Knowledge stops dying with individuals, it starts accumulating across generations. So, from a piece of meat falling into the fire, we gain time. From time came thought. From thought came language. And from language, civilization. Of course, none of this happened during a single prehistoric BBQ night. It unfolded over hundreds of thousands of years. But the direction changed, like a ship slowly turning its wheel toward a new horizon. And if you ask, is there evidence? Anthropologists like Richard Wrangham have proposed the cooking hypothesis, suggesting that cooking played a major role in brain evolution. Not everyone agrees completely, but pieces from biology, fossils, and behavior are lining up into a pretty compelling picture. Now look down at your own dinner. Steaming rice, Braised meat, stir-fried vegetables, soft, fragrant, ready in minutes. You eat for 20 minutes. And the rest of the evening is yours reading, watching films, debating philosophy, or scrolling through videos like this. Imagine if everything on that table were raw, meat tough as rope, potatoes hard as wood, and you had to choose 6 to 8 hours a day just to survive. Would there be time to think about the universe, to compose music, to invent relativity? In other words, we didn't start cooking to become geniuses. We started cooking because we were tired of chewing. That tiny act of laziness accidentally freed energy for the most demanding organ in our body, the brain. Einstein might thank his laboratory. But long before that, he should probably thank a prehistoric campfire. So the next time you turn on the stove and hear that sizzling pan, remember, you're activating an ancient hack that reshaped human destiny, a hack born from smoke, heat, and a little bit of luck. And if this story makes your dinner feel just a little more interesting, stick around. Who knows, next time we might dig into another accident that quietly built the modern world.